This is Jonathan Gavoni here of Draft Express. We're standing here with Sam Presti of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Just won the number 3 pick in the draft a couple of minutes ago. How does it feel?
We're excited. I think we'll have an opportunity to add a good player to our team, and we're excited to get to work.
Take me through maybe the range of emotions, as you guys are sitting there and your name doesn't come up. First of all, what was the feeling there?
Well, it's one of those things where you can't control it. You're kind of just letting the process play itself out, and we're fortunate that you were able to move up.
At that point, that you're sitting there on the standing on the stage, do you kind of get greedy a little bit? Say, hey, I just maybe 2, maybe 1.
Well, in our situation, because I was in the back, we were the third, the third one picked out of the hat, or picked out of the machine, so to speak.
Right.
And we were just happy that our name was called when it was.
Right. So we were just talking about this, but we pretty much know who the top 2 picks are going to be, but the draft starts at 3, like we just talked about. How much of a process is this going to be for you guys?
We'll continue to do our work, continue to study the group of players that we feel are the best fit for our organization, and on the 25th we'll be ready to make a selection.
How big of a group do you think is going to, at number 3, that you're going to be looking at?
I think you got to get back and kind of sit down with a group, with the staff, and start to evaluate that. But we'll do our work. We'll look at several different options, and hopefully come away with someone that can grow with our team.
Do you agree with the notion that this is a weak draft?
Not necessarily. I think that every draft has to be kind of evaluated on its own context. If we wanted to give the 3rd pick away, I think we wouldn't have a hard time finding people to come and take it. As with any draft pick, it's a chance to add a player to your team, a chance to add somebody that can grow with your organization, no matter where you are in your process.
With the young nucleus that you guys have, is this an exciting time? Potential to add yet another piece to that nucleus?
Sure. We're excited to have the opportunity to add another player to our team that can grow with our group, and we feel like there will be an opportunity there to add somebody. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Our summer work is going to be imperative that our players come back better. We're confident that we've been able to accumulate guys that like to be in the gym, and this is their opportunity to get better, and we'll try to add somebody else that will fit with that group.
You got a sense of what the reaction was like back in Oklahoma City? A little bit of disappointment about Blake maybe not being available, but the excitement of being number 3.
Well, yeah, it's great for our fans. Our fans have been unbelievable and incredibly supportive of our team and our vision for the organization, and I'm sure they'll be thrilled, as we go through this process leading up to the draft, and excited to welcome somebody else into the Thunder family.
Is this a fun time for you? Is this an exciting time, trying to make the team better as we head to June 25th?
Sure. I say all the time, I'm very fortunate to do what I love to do. Every aspect of my job is exciting. Sometimes, there's days that are tougher than others, but we're all very lucky to do what we do, and the draft is an exciting time. It's a chance to get better, and that's what everybody in the NBA is after.
Sam, do you have your heart set on keeping this pick, or is making a trade, is that an option?
I think, anytime you go into any draft, you have to keep your options open. We wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't, and we'll continue to evaluate the players, and we'll also continue to evaluate the discussions that we have in regards to that pick and the 25th pick. But we also feel that we'll be able to get somebody that we feel will be a good fit for our organization.
I know you spent a lot of time this season in Connecticut looking at Hasheem Thabeet. How does that sound? Hasheem Thabeet in a Thunder uniform.
I think there's going to be a good group of players. Hasheem is one of those players I'm sure that we'll spend time on. But there'll be several guys, and hopefully we'll get to a point where we can make a good decision on the 25th.
Hey Sam, have you had a chance to assess the draft prospects of Ricky Rubio?
Yeah, part of our job is to evaluate as many players as possible. So we've studied, as many guys as we can up to this point with the information that we have available, and we'll continue to do so up until the 25th. We think there's good players in the draft, and he's certainly one of them. We'll see what happens on the 25th.
Do you think a bio like his could be a big obstacle?
All those things are so relative. I don't have all the necessary information, and that's something that leading up to the draft, I'm sure will become more clear.
Can you recap just, we went to commercial break